Hey folks, SC Closer here, Southern Style Studios, with a new video for you. This one I'm going to go in a little bit of a rant. I heard some stuff today, kind of disappointed me a little bit, and it got me thinking about some things. You may remember I did a video earlier where I was talking about rivals and rivalry, and about how in Columbia, South Carolina, a lot of the original bands, they don't really have that rivalry. It's a camaraderie, and these guys, they work together, and they put on a lot of great shows together. And like I said, they don't do it for the money; they do it because they love music, and it's really a good thing. And I'm not really playing in an original band at the moment, but I feel like I'm part of that scene because I have so many people that they're friends in it, and that I go and watch, and so I guess as a spectator and a supporter, I am part of the scene. But I was reading earlier today about something that kind of, I don't know how to put it. It irritates me. It irritates me. I'll say this: it's bothered me enough that I decided I was going to make this video, because this needs to be addressed, and it needs, we all need to kind of take a look at this. And there's a local magazine here in town, periodical, and they do write-ups and all about the local entertainment, particularly the original bands and all. And they do reviews, and they did a review of some bands, and if you watched my video about rivalries, I spoke about a lot of these bands, and some of those bands I saw for the first time the other night, and some of them I've watched them several times over the years, but they were talking about some of them, and because they're having a big show coming up this Saturday night. And it's going to be a great show, folks. I'm telling you, because I've been to these things before, and it's going to be a good show, and they're going to have a good turnout. But this particular person who did the review did a rather unflattering review of this upcoming event, and it appears to me that this was done intentionally to try to suppress turnout to this event. At least that's the only reason I can figure why something like that would be done. And let me, I want to read you some quotes here, because I want you to hear this. All right, now I wrote these down, and I'm not going to mention the bands. I'm not going to mention the publication. I'm not going to give them any free publicity. Okay, and I'm not going to mention the person that wrote these things. But with one band, now folks, I want you to understand, these are local bands that have been playing for years, that have a following, and they have original music that has been released. Okay, that's just, I want to make that point to you. One of the bands was described as, and I just wrote this down, sunset sleaze rock that no one is interested in hearing. Okay, now this is one of the headlining bands that's supposed to be playing this Saturday night at an event, and this is a review. Well, it's not really a review, because I guess it's an anticipatory review, because there's not been any show yet. Another band was described as being no fun. I ran sound for that band before. I had a lot of fun. I've seen them play before. It's great. But anyway, and another band was described as a failed attempt at scream metal. Take it for what it's worth. The first comment that I read to you about the Sunset Strip sleaze rock, that was actually directed at two different bands, not just one, but two different bands. So anyway, so this was the write-up here, And I would not doubt that this publication accepts advertisement money from the venue that is hosting this event. And I would think that they might want to rethink that. Why would you want to pay to advertise in a publication if that publication is going to run down your event that you're trying to advertise for? And I don't know for sure that they advertised in there. I hope they didn't, to be honest with you. But anyways, that was just a few comments. Now, the first thing I thought to myself was, and I said it, I was like, well, who is this guy that's writing this stuff? I mean, does he even play an instrument? Or is he like a Guitar Hero guy? I mean, that's the first thing I think of. This is some, Guitar Hero kid, doesn't know anything. And so then, I was told that, no, this is a guy that he actually plays in a band. And I was like, he plays in a band, a local band. And he's writing stuff like this about other local bands. I find that quite interesting because now I'm thinking to myself, I was like, okay, it seems to me there's a conflict of interest here. Because it sure seems like to me that he's trying to demean the competition. And evidently he sees these bands as competition. As much as he demeans them, he must feel that they're competing against him. So I mean, if these bands are no fun and failed attempts and nobody's interested in seeing them, evidently his band's nothing to sneeze at either. Or at least he doesn't think highly of his own band. Now I don't know that to be true, and I'm not really trying to say anything negative about the guy. So I guess, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I mean, what the heck? I have to wonder about these things. So then I started thinking, I was like, well, what does it come down to? I said, it comes down to what I talked about in the other videos, rivalries. Okay, for some reason this guy feels some rivalry with these other bands, evidently. Because look, if most people are going to be watching my channel, you're probably musicians or aspiring musicians, okay? So a musician, you don't have to even like the genre of a good band to not appreciate the band. I see bands all the time, and they play certain genres of music that's not really my thing, but they do a really good job at it. They're really tight. You can tell they put a lot of work in it, and I enjoy the performance. Okay, I enjoy the performance. I got CDs right now that I listen to, and I would have never really thought to buy these CDs just because of the genre of music. But I have seen the bands perform, and they perform with passion, and they did a great job. And the CDs are great, and I appreciate what they're doing from a musical standpoint. And I listen to it. And they're local bands. So, it doesn't even come down to a genre thing. It can't. If this guy's a musician, he should be able to appreciate what other musicians are doing or trying to do. And if they're doing a good job at it, appreciate it. Maybe it's different, or it would be different if these bands sucked. If they didn't put in the time, if they just came up there and just tried to play, and you can obviously tell they didn't practice or something. Then maybe it'd be different. Because then they're cheating themselves and they're cheating the audience. But these bands aren't like that, folks. These bands are great bands. These bands have years of experience. Some of these people played together for years. They do a great job. They're well rehearsed. They're well practiced. They're great on-stage performers. So it just kind of ticked me off. It just ticked me off. And so if you're watching this, and I'm going to put this up on Facebook, and I'm going to put this in all the Columbia stuff, I want to invite everyone in the area, Columbia, Lexington, South Carolina area, Sumter, if you're in Sumter, come over from Sumter, come from Camden. You know, you're within a 50-mile radius. Come on in. I think this is supposed to be this Saturday night. That's December the 3rd at New Brooklyn Tavern. Okay, that's over in West Columbia. West Columbia, South Carolina, New Brooklyn Tavern. If you want to know more information, just put a little message or something, respond to this video, or send me something on Facebook or whatever. You know, get a hold of me. I can tell you more information about it. But there's going to be several bands there. Okay, and I'm not going to mention the names, you know, on here because I don't want to act like, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to hammer people or nothing about the comments. But folks, this is going to be a great show. And I want everybody in Columbia to come out and see it. Okay? I want you to come out and see these bands and what they're really about. And don't listen to this crap, you know, that it's being written. And so this goes, you know, it's healthy. As I said in my rivalry video, and maybe I can put a link somewhere if you want to go back and look at my rivalry video. It's healthy when you go to these events and stuff, if you're playing with other bands, to want to go up there and blow the other bands off the stage. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody wants to do well. You want to do well. You're playing in front of other musicians. You want to do your best. You know, everybody wants to do that. You know? Then there's nothing wrong with that. But don't, you know, but by the same token, you want to see your friends in these other bands, your, you know, comrades in arms, if you want to call it that, your peers. You want to see them do well too. It adds to the show. And, you know, you get to enjoy it because you can enjoy watching them. There's no upside to the other bands being bad or playing poorly. There's no upside in it. You know, if they play their best and you play your best and you know, and it just makes you look good. You know, how good can you look against a band that sucks? You know, it doesn't take a lot to look good against a band that sucks, you know. And by the same token, if the other band up there is a great band, you know, even if they're better than you, and you get up there and you do a good job and you hold your own, you're up, you know, against this other band. It makes you look good because you know, comparatively with this other band that may be way ahead of you in skill, you know, if you can hold your own, that makes you look good. There's no upside to the other bands, you know, doing bad or poorly, you know. So why wish this upon people? I have no idea. It's not good for the music community. It's not good for live music. You know, it just isn't. And as an aside to this, if you're in a band, make sure you're prepared and well rehearsed before you go play. You know, you, in a sense, you represent all of us when you're up there doing this kind of stuff. You're local, you know, local talent, local music. I want everybody, all the local bands to do well because as a whole, it promotes what we do. That we all do a good job. You know, let's raise the boat, folks. You know, what do they say? I forgot what, you know, rising tide raises all boats, something like that. You know, think positive on this stuff. But a lot of these band rivalries are based on jealousy. There's just no other way around it. And jealousy is kind of is based on selfishness. And I have thought long and hard about this many times, folks, and most problems in this world are caused by selfishness. Okay? I mean, most problems are. And it's like the root of many, many things. And so, I couldn't help but think, maybe this person is just jealous, to write stuff like this about other bands. You would think in a publication that's supposed to be promoting live music that they could find something good to say about the bands. How are you promoting live music with this kind of crap? And I hope the guy that wrote this, and I'm not calling his name, I hope you see this. And I hope that it makes you think. Because that's all I really want. I'm not here to convince you of anything. But I want you to think. And realize things for yourself. But again, I keep harping on that. But somebody's got to say this stuff, folks. Somebody's got to say it. May as well be me. But some people in the music community are trying to get credibility. And I see it not much, okay? Not much. It's not something that's rampant or anything like that. But I do see it some. And you have people that are playing music or trying to play music, and they're trying to earn some credibility among their peers. That's just like that's the goal. That's their goal. They're trying to get some credibility. My opinion is that's not how you earn credibility among your peers. That's not how you earn respect among your peers. Now, I hope that I have some respect among my peers. But that's not why I play music. I'm not playing music to gain respect. I'm not playing music to impress anybody. I play it because I enjoy doing it. It's something that I want to do. I enjoy it. I've always enjoyed it. I've always wanted to do it. And there's a lot of rewards in it. And there's not a lot of money in it. Not at my level. But there's a lot of personal satisfaction in it. I think that if you play music for the right reasons, your peers recognize this, and you will have a certain amount of respect and credibility among these people because they see you're not a poser, okay? You're genuine. You care about what you're doing, and you're not trying to impress them. And they respect you for that. They're doing the same thing. Look at the people in your local music community that you respect. These people are not doing it to get your respect. Think about that. The people that you respect, the peers in the music community that you respect, aren't doing it for your respect. They're doing it because they have a love for music. But I guess that's about all I want to say. I know I kind of went off on some tangents and stuff, but these bands playing Saturday night, these guys are in it for the right reasons. I know these people for the most part. I think there's one band I'm not familiar with, but for the most part, some of these guys I've played in bands with before. I've met them. I've known them over the years. These guys aren't out to impress anybody. Okay. Other than maybe themselves. It's a self-satisfying thing that they're doing. They want to give a great effort. They want to do well for personal satisfaction. And for the love of music. For the love of music. So these guys are the ones you want to see, folks. I'm telling you, these are the guys you want to see play, because they're going to bring the passion. They are going to bring it. All right. And, and that's what it's all about. You can sit at home and you can listen to your little ear thingies, and mess. You can listen to music on YouTube, which is cool. I like to do it myself, But when you go see a band perform, you feel it, okay? You feel the music. You're engulfed by it, And then it's the performance of it, the performance aspect of it as well. It's really an incredible experience. It's much more than just hearing. So I encourage everybody to go to New Brooklyn Tavern this Saturday night, December the 3rd. Okay, there's going to be great bands there. I think it's part of the Soda City Rock series. There'll be great bands there. I want you to go. I want you to see these bands and make up your own mind about these bands. Okay? And if you want, you can let the people, the editors and publishers of this little local rag here, let them know what you think about it. Because I'm telling them what they think now. I hope they see this. Because I think if you're going to promote local music, find something good to say. Find something good to say. All right? That's all I got to say this time, folks. I'm sorry for the rant. Maybe next time I'll have something a little more entertaining for you. I'm going to put this out there. And leave your questions, comments, subscribe if you want. If you like it, thumbs up. You don't like it, thumbs down. It doesn't matter to me. All right, it's SC Closer. I'm out. You guys have a good one. Bye.